let's talk about why immigrants in the United Kingdom struggle financially um, before they get to find a balance in their life. That is what we are going to be discussing in today's video. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Chidima. I live and work in the United Kingdom. In this channel, we talk about migrant stories, nursing, vlog, lifestyle. We do everything in this channel. So without wasting time, consider subscribing to the channel. If you're new, don't make it your last time. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back as always. Let's get right into the video. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is I think that immigrants in the United Kingdom, I'm talking about the UK in particular because that's where I am currently. I'm not talking about the US or Canada because honestly, trust me, I have no idea what's going on in such countries and I can't take stories and make them real. So I'm talking out of experience. So in the UK, people tend to struggle financially as an immigrant because they've got a lot of immigration hurdles to pass through. The finances attached to immigration. Not so long ago, we have heard about all the changes to IHS. So if one person has a visa of 3 years, it's going to cost them about 3,000 plus to secure their visa, the IHS and the visa fee. Now, if they have a family of four, nearly £12,000, and then how much are you going to save annually living and working in the UK? So you find that within 3 years that you've worked in this country as an immigrant, if you haven't got a side hustle because your visa does not permit you to have a side hustle or whatever, you find that all the money you have made, you somehow return it to government after 3 years for you to renew your visa. And then if you're going for ILR for your family, depending on your family size, you know is a large chunk of money. So the visa rules, the visa fees tend to be one of the reasons why immigrants struggle. Most people will balance financially after living in the UK for 3 or 4 years, but before then it's a whole lot of struggle. And another reason I think is because of the clause of no recourse to public fund. So if you are in the UK and you have children, you have to sort out childcare, pay heavily for childcare. If you don't want your child to have just the 15 hours approved by the government, so you are literally going to pay money and it's not change. Okay, you're going to spend a lot of money. So by the time you get your salary, childcare has taken a large chunk of it, rent has taken a lot. Even if you are two people working, put your finances together, it's a whole lot. So you have little left for yourself. So that's one of the reasons why people, because you have no recourse to public funds, so you don't even have anybody to look up to financially. So you're going to struggle it all out. And this place is not a place where you can say, let me go and borrow. Who are you going to borrow for? The person you're borrowing from has bills and have not even sorted out their life. That's if you know somebody, so that's another reason. So I think the third reason why people struggle financially is black tax. So people back home expect you to return something to them, make you feel obliged to them. You have to give them something. They are expecting you to do a whole lot. That's literally what it is. And then you are struggling to set up yourself. Nobody understands the reality of ground except for you and your family or your friends that are already living in the UK. And you have to spend that chunk of money. Some people, I've heard someone say that she gives £400 every month. And how much is she earning at the end of the month? By the time she takes off her bills and take off that money, everything is gone. There's no savings. So you can work in this country for 3 years and have nothing to show for it. That is the truth and nothing but the truth. So black tax is something else. So if you are, that does not mean that you shouldn't give people money, but make sure you are giving the right people. Because trust me, from experience, I can tell you that the people you are giving money, some of them are doing very well. Your money is either for beer parlor, or your money is for weekend cruise. They're not using your money to do anything meaningful. Some people have that goal that they must get that money out from your hand. And mind you, you are not the only one they are asking from. They are asking some other people as well. So you'll be shocked. I've heard people who are asking for money, and at the end of the day, I hear that they've just finished building a house. You who they are collecting from have not built anything. You live in a rented house in the UK, you haven't got any mortgage, you haven't built anything back home. But they have. And they were building this while they were asking you for money. So give with discretion. Give with discretion. Ask the Holy Spirit, that's the word, to direct you or to let you know the people that desperately need this money so that you don't just end up spending unnecessarily. So that's another thing. The other reason I think immigrants are struggling in the UK is they've got a lot of financial burden back home. The way they came into the UK, some people have borrowed a lot of money to bring their family. So now they are paying back. When I say borrowed money, some people borrowed as high as 10 million naira, 20 million naira. So they are paying back. They are paying their bills here. They are paying back home. This is not black tax now. This is an expense that you incurred for yourself. This is a debt. You know, this is a debt that you incurred for yourself. So you're literally having to pay back all this money. And then you find that before the period that you finish paying that money, you are broke. You are broke. So it's wise that before you think, if you haven't got, some people are selling properties before they come into the UK, you don't necessarily have to sell properties. If you're borrowing money, borrow wisely, know that you can match up, know that you can meet up. Just know the implications. See, in this country, money does not grow everywhere. It's hard to save £1,000. And who is even saving £500? Some people can't save £500. So imagine paying back that money for a year, for 2 years. If the person you borrowed from, you had that legal agreement to pay. Some people thought that coming to this country, you're going to pay back in 6 months, in 3 months. As though money was falling from the trees. But then when they see the reality on ground, it's very difficult to achieve that. So I think that it's another reason why immigrants are struggling in the UK. And finally, one other reason why people are struggling as immigrants in the UK. I don't know if it's a stupid point, but I think it's not a stupid point because I've seen it myself. Competition. Who are you competing with, my brother, my sister? Who are you competing with? You are in the UK and you're competing with somebody back in Nigeria, back in Uganda, back in Zambia, back in Zimbabwe. Why are you competing? You are living a life that it's not yours. Just be yourself. Live your life. Nobody in this country, nobody cares what you put on, what you look like. What matters to them is you are being you and you're living your life. Nobody's ready to invade your privacy. You find people putting off shoe of £400, but you can't even find £5,000 in their bank account because a friend has done it. Why are you competing with yourself? For me, I feel like it's self-competition because nobody's competing with you in this country. Some of us have that competitive spirit naturally. You're competing with somebody back home. So let me tell you, some people are in the UK today out of competition. That is the gospel truth. Their neighbor have left to the UK. Or you think I cannot also come to the UK. They put themselves in bondage and then come into the UK and find that it's not that easy. They didn't jackpot with sense. They didn't come because they needed to be here. They are here because they're in competition with somebody else. So when you come into this country as an immigrant, please be yourself. Don't compete with anybody. Nobody cares what is in your bank account. It's a personal race. The decision of going abroad is a personal race. People choose to do what they want to do. Do it because you have to do it and you need to be there. Don't stop competing. Put your hand where your level is. Cut your coat according to your size and your bank account. Don't do things that will overburden you. Let me tell you the reason why you have to stop competing with other people. Nobody's competing with you. Make sure you are not doing it because when the chips are down, the person you are competing with will get a financial stability while you are struggling. Why you are struggling? Because you don't know their financial level. They were not even keen about you. They are not interested in what is going on in your life. You're literally just looking at them and doing stuff. So by the time you're struggling, they are in a safe zone financially. So there's no point competing. Just be yourself. And this is where I'm going to wrap up this video, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Why we immigrants, I'm one of them, and I'm an immigrant in the UK. why we are struggling financially, why we tend to struggle for a while before we get settled. Is there something I haven't mentioned? Say it in the comment section, share your ideas. Um, and don't forget to like the video, give it a huge thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to others. Subscribe to our channel. Don't make it your last time coming to the channel. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.